I've been doing these showcases for over 2 years, and this cat has been in every single showcase. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruekberg.
Hey, give it up to Muhammad, everybody. No, I mean really, give it up to Muhammad. I kid Mo, we have PLTs together all the time. Yeah, I'm Jewish, like I had to tell you that. It's probably pretty obvious. I don't have to call myself out like that. I swear to God, I have some deceased relatives. If they could hear me right now, I'm sure they'd be turning over in their unmarked graves. So just leave that alone. Is that too soon? 75 years? Really? Sorry about that. Hey, and let's give it up to Butch one more time. Really, Butch has been such an inspiration to me, not only in comedy, but in my health and wellness. Well, yeah, he's the one that got me back on my meds, medicinal marijuana. Thanks, Butch, appreciate that. Excuse my voice, by the way, sorry about that. I came down with this thing last week. The doctor called it smoking too much weed. I think that was the technical word for it. It was this weird strain of weed, I think they call it ragweed. I do not recommend ragweed. That is a horrible high. Ugh, it's a downer. And excuse the bags under my eyes, but I ran out of my preparation age. So, well, that's supposed to be some like makeup hack. My girlfriend told me how it shrinks the bags under your eyes. Is that a real thing? It is. I thought maybe she was punking me. Well, she told me my head was up my ass too. So I get really confused. She, I love it. She says things, I don't know how to react. She told me she was thinking of getting a boob job, and I was like, come on, your boobs are great. And and I hate fake boobs, the way they look and feel. She's like, oh, the technology has come so far. I'm like, really? Has it really? Is the technology? If the technology has come so far, then why aren't they adjustable by now? Really, there should be like an app on your cell phone. It's like, I'm going to the bar, double D's. Why not? Then you have to see the priest, you go to an A-cup, Actually, forget that. A-cup's a bad idea to see a priest. Too boyish looking, sorry. I hate, the stereotypes. I'm kind of playing around, but, you hear those kind of things all the time. People are like, oh, you're Jewish, you must be really good with money. No, actually, I really suck at money. My teenage daughter has a lot more money in her bank account than I do, I swear to God. She's the real money-grubbing Jew of the family, truth be told. Yeah, I'll tell you, I can only imagine what African Americans have to go through, imagine you're a black guy and you have just kind of a large cock. That's gotta really suck. Speaking of which, that's another thing my girlfriend said, and it's kind of awkward, I didn't know how to respond. She was like lately telling these friends of ours that black guys aren't her type, and I was like, well, that's good news for me, and it's like, I know she's not racist, I just don't, want people to think that sounds, like she's shallow, I mean shallow like a shallow vagina, because then she's like, well, we just fit. I'm like, no, that makes it sound even worse. But I've heard all sorts of, stereotypes, and there's like a lot of thinly veiled racism too. I hear a lot of people using the word thug a lot, and I don't like that because, they're referring specifically to African Americans. And listen, when I grew up, that is not what thug meant, guys. Thug did not mean African American. It meant Italian American. Let's be real clear about that. Speaking of which, I just saw the obituaries today. Did you see Jerry Heller passed away? Do you guys know who he is? He was the manager of NWA. Paul Giamatti played him in that movie. What's it called? Straight out of okay, yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't know about. I remember the Oscars and they had all this controversy, and I turned it on. It was like the very first award was adapted screenplay or an original screenplay, and it was like this movie Straight Outta Compton. I was like, when did the Oscars get to be so black? Wasn't that the hashtag Oscars so black? I'm mistaken. Okay, so no, I'm kidding, of course. The writers of that ironically happen to be white, so I guess that explains the title. Let's get straight out of Compton. But I'm gonna get straight out here and bring up Butch Lord. Thank you so much. You guys have been wonderful.